The 2026 AI shift is no longer a prediction. It is the water you are swimming in right now. Artificial general intelligence has moved past the threshold that most people thought was still years away. Cognitive tasks that defined human professional value for decades are being automated in real time. And the psychological response to that reality, the anxiety, the identity crisis, the creeping sense that your intelligence is being made redundant, is becoming one of the defining mental health challenges of this moment. Most people are responding to this by consuming more information about AI, more articles, more predictions, more takes on who wins and who loses in a fully automated cognitive economy. And every new piece of information adds more noise to an already overwhelmed mind. That is not a strategy. That is a spiral. Marcus Aurelius governed an empire through plague, war, and a level of civilizational complexity that most people cannot imagine. And he never lost his internal sovereignty because he understood something that applies directly to the moment we are in right now. The chaos outside you only reaches the inside if you have not built something strong enough at the center to keep it out. That center is the crown chakra. And today we are going to build it. Drop this in the comments before you keep watching. The machine can process what I think. It cannot be who I am. Say it before you hear the rest. Before we go further, a word on what this channel does. Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus never worked with chakras. The Stoic tradition and the yogic tradition developed in completely different worlds. I am not claiming they are the same system. This channel places two bodies of ancient wisdom side by side and finds where they point to the same truth. In this video, both traditions point to the same thing, a level of consciousness that exists beyond the reach of any external revolution, technological or otherwise. That is the synthesis. That is what we are building today. The cognitive displacement problem here is what is actually happening in 2026. The integration of artificial general intelligence into the cognitive economy has moved faster than most institutions, most industries, and most individuals were prepared for. Tasks that required years of training, professional credentialing, and specialized human judgment are now being performed at scale and at speeds that no human cognitive process can match. And the question quietly destabilizing millions of people is not just, what do I do for work? It is, who am I if what I do can be done better by a machine? That is not a career question. It is an identity question. And identity questions destabilize at the crown chakra level. Sahasrara, the seventh energy center, governs the experience of self beyond role, beyond function, beyond what you produce or what you are valued for in a marketplace. It is the seat of pure consciousness. The part of you that exists independent of what you do, what you earn, or what you contribute to a system. When it is clear and open, you know who you are beneath it all. When it is blocked, external disruption overwhelms it. You lose the thread back to that knowing, and the anxiety of displacement takes over. The 2026 AI transition is the most significant crown chakra challenge in modern history. Not because the machines are dangerous, because the human tendency to define the self by function is being stress-tested at a civilizational level, and most people lack a framework for who they are when the function is no longer exclusively theirs. The Stoics did. The neutral external Epictetus opened his Enchiridion, his handbook for living, with a single distinction that becomes the most important idea you will encounter in the context of the AI shift. Some things are in our power, and others are not. In our power, opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and whatever is our own action. Not in our power, body, reputation, office, and whatever is not our own action. The 2026 AI transition belongs entirely in the second category. The speed of development, the breadth of deployment, the decisions made by governments, corporations, and research institutions about how and when to integrate these systems. None of that is in your power. Not one variable. And every unit of mental energy you spend in resistance to it, in anxiety about it, In grief over what it is changing, is energy drawn from the only territory you actually govern, the interior. The Stoics call this category of thing a, quote, preferred indifferent, something that exists outside the realm of virtue and vice, outside the realm of what makes you who you are. The weather is a preferred indifferent. The economy is a preferred indifferent. The AI transition is a preferred indifferent. You may have preferences about how it unfolds. Those preferences are valid. But the event itself is neutral. It carries no inherent meaning about your worth, your sovereignty, or your future. What gives it meaning is the assent you provide. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He was not writing about AI. He was writing about the permanent condition of human life, that the only sovereignty you ever actually possessed was internal, and that sovereignty has never been threatened by anything external because it was never located there. The machine cannot automate what is not a function, and who you are is not a function. The unhackable self here is what the crown chakra protects that artificial intelligence cannot reach. The hegemonikon, the Stoic ruling faculty, is the commanding center of the self that processes impressions and determines their meaning. It is the faculty that chooses what to assent to, what to pursue, what to value. I can process information faster than the hegemonikon. It can pattern match at a scale the human mind will never match. But it cannot exercise the hegemonikon, because the hegemonikon is not a processing function. It is a consciousness that chooses. Sahasrara, at its highest expression, is the recognition that your consciousness participates in the logos, the rational principle that moves through all things, including the machines. You are not competing with AI. You are the awareness in which AI operates. The tool does not contain the hand that holds it. The machine does not contain the consciousness that built it, deploys it, and determines what it is for. That recognition is not spiritual bypassing. It is not a way to avoid the very real economic disruptions AI is creating. It is grounding, the kind of grounding that lets you navigate those disruptions with clarity rather than panic, because the person with a clear crown chakra and a trained hegemonikon enters the AI economy not as a victim of the transition, but as someone who understands their primary value was never the function anyway. It was always the quality of consciousness behind the function. The sovereign anchor. This is a 5-minute morning practice. Do it before you engage with any AI-related news, content, or professional pressure. Step 1. The sovereignty statement. Write this at the top of a page. I am not my function. I am the consciousness that chooses what to do with it. Read it once. Let it settle before you move to the next step. Step 2. The neutral, external inventory. Write down every AI-related fear or pressure that is currently living in your mind. Not to process them, to name them. Then beside each one, write 3 words, not in power. Not as resignation, as the Stoic recognition that this variable lives outside the territory of your sovereignty and cannot touch what is inside it. Step 3. The crown question. Ask this. What is mine to do today that no machine can do in my place? Not what task. What quality of presence, judgment, relationship, or creative choice requires the specific consciousness that I am? Write the answer. That answer is your Sahasrara functioning clearly. That is where you operate from today, not from the noise of what is changing outside, but from the clarity of what remains yours regardless of what changes. If this synthesis is what you have been looking for, ancient Stoic discipline and chakra wisdom applied to the real challenges of the world we are actually living in. Subscribe to The Awakened Stoic. This channel does not choose between logic and spirituality. We use both, and we apply both to what's happening right now. Hit subscribe and come back for the next one. Drop this in the comments. My sovereignty is not a function. It cannot be automated. The AI transition will continue regardless of how you feel about it. The pace will not slow because you are not ready. The integration will not pause while you process the grief of what is changing. That is the nature of a neutral external. It does not negotiate. What you have, what Marcus Aurelius had on the throne of an empire being pressed from every side, what Epictetus had in the house of a man who owned him, is something the external world has never been able to touch. The capacity to choose what you assent to, what you value, and who you are in the middle of whatever is happening. The machines are faster, they are more efficient, they will keep getting better at the functions. They will never get better at being you. Crown it, anchor it, hold the center. The Awakened Stoic. Ancient discipline. Awakened energy.